Greetings, damned wanderers, and welcome to Whispering Reapers, a blood-drenched chasm where every shadow reeks of slaughter and every whisper drips with the agony of the dead. I am your herald of horrors, and tonight, we descend into a crimson-stained nightmare woven from mutilated truths, flesh-tearing hauntings, and stories so soaked in gore they choke the silence of the grave. This channel exhumes the most grotesque tragedies from American college campuses, tales that shred your nerves and leave your soul quaking in dread. Each saga conceals a putrid secret, a bone-deep terror, and a puzzle festering in the rot of eternity. Snuff out your lights, clutch your racing heart, and brace yourself for this butcher's odyssey. If you've got the guts to face the carnage, subscribe now, toll that cursed bell, and let us dive into the slaughter with Whispering Reapers. What lurks beyond this blood-soaked veil, only the Reaper's blade knows. Buried in the dust-choked stacks of Westfield College's library lay a book no one dared touch, a leather-clad monstrosity, its cover pulsing faintly with the stench of rot and the echo of trapped screams. Legends hissed that those who read it vanished into oblivion, their cries swallowed by its pages. Natalie, a fearless junior with a thirst for the taboo, sneered at the rumors and crept into the library under a moonless sky. Her fingers grazed the tome's spine, a shiver slicing through her as she pried it from its shadowed perch. The first page yawned open, and an unseen stare drilled into her skull. Etched in jagged, blood-crusted ink were the words, "Read me, and seal my fate, or bleed into it." The tale within chronicled a student named Ethan, crushed beneath a collapsing shelf in that very library years ago, his ribs splintered, his blood seeping into the cracked floorboards. Each page Natalie turned thickened the air with frost, her breath misting in the flickering light. A faded Polaroid slipped from the book, Ethan's face frozen in a death mask of terror, his eyes bulging as if pleading for release. The final page oozed with a command, "Take my place!" The lights snuffed out, and a skeletal hand, slick with decay and cold as the grave, clamped onto her shoulder. Natalie's scream choked in her throat, her voice stolen by the void. She flung the book aside and bolted for the exit, but the door wouldn't budge, locked by an invisible malice. In the pitch black, a shape loomed, gaunt, eyeless, its mouth a gaping wound. Shuffling closer with every ragged breath she drew. Dawn broke, and Natalie was gone. Her friends scoured the library, finding only the book, pristine on its shelf, now swollen with a fresh chapter Natalie's story, her last moments scrawled in crimson. Her roommate Paige, gripped by despair, dared to crack the tome. She felt Natalie's spirit clawing from within, begging for salvation. Paige dug into college archives and unearthed the grim truth. Ethan had died decades ago when a shelf toppled, pinning him as he bled out alone. His soul, enraged and ravenous, had fused with the book, cursing it to claim every reader. Paige tried to burn the tome, but the flames recoiled, extinguished by an unseen breath. She summoned a priest who trembled and muttered of an unbreakable curse, a hunger that devoured each soul who dared turn its pages. That night Paige vanished. The book grew thicker, two new tales etched within, Natalie's and Paige's, their fates sealed in blood. Whispers spread that the library turned spectral at night, and some swore they saw the tome's pages flipping on their own, hungry for its next victim, waiting in sinister silence. At Crestwood University's decrepit dormitory, one room stood eternally barred, room 404, its door scarred by claw marks and time. When the fall semester bled into being, Ryan, a cocky freshman, was assigned this forsaken cell. Upperclassmen, their voices quaking, warned him of the evil festering within, but Ryan laughed it off, hauling his gear into the chamber with brazen disregard. That first night, as shadows swallowed the room, a nightmare gnawed into his mind. A girl named Riley, her face a shredded tapestry of oozing wounds, rasped through a torn throat, "Find me, or your flesh will rot with mine." Morning light revealed his textbook splattered with scarlet, as if the walls wept blood. Terror chewed at his bones, but a twisted curiosity dragged him deeper. He cornered the dorm warden, a gaunt man with hollow eyes, who confessed, 5 years back, Riley had slashed her wrists in that room, her lifeblood pooling across the splintered floor. Ryan rifled through old records, uncovering a tale of savagery. Riley, a fragile freshman, had been tormented by seniors Jake, Vince, and Sabrina during a brutal hazing, their jeers driving her to carve her own end with a rusted blade. Riley's torment began with whispers in the night, faint and elusive. Each time he tried to ignore them, they grew louder, more insistent. His nights became a battleground, his mind a war zone. The whispers turned into screams, echoing through the corridors of his sanity. Riley could no longer distinguish between reality and nightmare. His torment was relentless, an unending spiral into madness. He brushed it off as coincidence, but each night, Riley's voice swelled, a guttural howl from the abyss. One midnight, he jolted awake to find the walls bleeding words. Name them. Shaking, he bellowed the trio's names into the suffocating dark. A frigid gust roared and a shadow loomed. Riley's decayed form, her eyes streaming tears, her lips curled in a grotesque blood-smeared sneer. By sunrise, chaos gripped Crestwood. Jake's throat was ripped open, a gory chasm. Vince's skull lay shattered against a brick wall. Sabrina hung from a noose of her own entrails, each death a grisly riddle. Ryan's mind frayed. He felt phantom hands clawing at his spine, their weight crushing his chest. He spilled the tale to friends, but their skepticism deepened his solitude. One night Riley materialized by his bed, her flesh peeling, whispering, "You're free now." A fleeting hope flickered, until dawn unveiled his corpse sprawled in a pool of his own blood, his face locked in a warped grin, as if he'd embraced a lover from the grave. Room 404 was sealed forever, but hushed voices claimed sobs still echo through the dorm's shadowed halls. Some swear Riley's rotting wraith prowls on, her bloodlust insatiable, hunting rippers seeking fresh prey to drag into her endless torment. Ryan's last diary entry, scratched in frantic ink, read, "I set her free, but she devoured my soul." The professor's final lecture, a sermon of slaughter. Professor Raymond Harris ruled Oak Ridge College with an iron fist and a cold glare. One crisp evening, he declared his next lecture would commence at 10 p.m. A test, the students assumed. Only 5 showed: Alex, Danielle, Rob, Mia, and Kaylee. The lecture hall loomed dark, its air thick with unease, and Harris's voice boomed, "Tonight you'll face the truth." He recounted a tale from Oak Ridge's first graduating class. A student, Victor, had died mysteriously, his body found mangled in that very hall. Harris had dismissed it then, but every year since, his lectures birthed inexplicable horrors. As he finished, the lights sputtered and the door slammed shut with a bone-rattling thud. Harris's eyes turned milky white, his voice a guttural snarl. "Victor's here." Victor's vengeance. The students froze as a shadow slithered from the hall's corner. Victor's form, his flesh torn, his voice a rasping echo. "You forgot me!" Alex lunged for the door, but it held fast. Danielle demanded answers from Harris, who only cackled, his laughter wet with blood. Mia glimpsed Victor's shade among them, whispering, "Remember me and live." Rob shouted Victor's name in desperation, but the shadow seized his throat, snapping his neck with a sickening crunch. Morning revealed 4 corpses, Alex, Danielle, Rob, and Mia, strewn across the hall, their faces twisted in terror. Kaylee was missing, Harris had vanished. An investigation yielded nothing, but days later, Kaylee stumbled from the woods, raving that Victor's spirit had possessed Harris, harvesting those who forgot him. Nightly, the hall still groans with unearthly sounds, a slaughterhouse of lost souls. The canteen's last guest, a feast of the damned. No one lingered in Pinewood College's canteen after dusk. Rumors spoke of a specter that fed on the living. Tyler and his crew, bored and reckless, scoffed at the tales and planned a midnight feast. At 12 a.m., they sprawled across the tables, gorging on pizza and blasting music. A chill wind sliced through and the door banged shut. Tyler chuckled. "Looks like the ghost showed up." Then, by the counter, a figure appeared. A boy in tattered black, his face a pallid mask, his eyes sunken. "I'm hungry," he croaked. The group ignored him, but he drifted closer, his voice a guttural plea, "Feed me." Fear sank in as Tyler shoved a plate his way. The boy didn't eat, he rasped, "I want you." The lights died and screams tore through the dark. Dawn found Tyler alone, trembling, his friends gone. He babbled of a student who'd starved in the canteen years ago, his spirit now a ravenous wraith hunting nightly prey. No one believed him, but Tyler's gaze lingered on the canteen each night, as if drawn by an unseen call. The Reaper's hunger never sleeps. Lily bolted for the exit, but the door wouldn't yield. Megan's shadow loomed closer, cooing, "Perform with me." Matt offered to help, but she laughed and dissolved. Next day, only Sarah remained. Matt, Lily, and Chris were gone. She told police Megan had dragged them into the stage's depths one by one. No one believed her, but Sarah kept glancing at the auditorium as if summoned. One night, she too vanished. Now, the hall rings with phantom rehearsals, and some claim to see 4 shadows reenacting Megan's fatal scene, forever bound in blood. Behind Elmwood College loomed an ancient well, its mouth chained shut, whispering of buried evil. One evening Dylan and his girlfriend Nicole ventured there, lured by her love of the macabre. She pried off the chains, giggling, "Don't be a coward." They peered into the abyss, blackness so deep it swallowed light. A faint murmur rose, "Come down." Nicole's flashlight revealed a face in the water, pale, sodden, grinning. She recoiled, but Dylan scoffed. "Just a trick." That night Nicole dreamed of hands dragging her into the well. She called Dylan, but his voice warped. "I'm here. Join me." Next day he didn't show. Nicole found his sneaker by the well's edge. Police searched, finding nothing, but her nightmares persisted, Dylan's voice beckoning. One night, she returned to the well and never came back. Rumors say a student leapt to his death there long ago, his spirit now luring others into the watery grave. The whispers never cease. In Ashford College's botany lab grew a plant no one touched, lush and green, its leaves veined with crimson. Professor Grant called it a rare species, but its truth was darker. One day lab assistant Amber watered it, pricking her finger on a thorn. A drop of blood fell, and that night she dreamed the plant spoke. "Give me more." She ignored it, but woke feverish, her skin sprouting red veins like its own. She told her friend Kyle, who laughed it off. That night Amber staggered to the lab. Morning found her corpse entwined with the plant's roots, as if it had fed on her. Police called it an accident, but Kyle dug into records the plant was a failed experiment, nourished by a scientist's daughter's blood now alive with her essence. He tried to burn it, but the fire faltered. Soon he too vanished. The plant thrives, its roots cracking the floor, dripping blood by night, a silent reaper awaiting its next meal. Near Stonehill College's playground stood an old banyan tree, its shade a forbidden refuge. After finals, Sam and his buddies lounged beneath it, the heat driving them to its cool embrace. Sam felt a hand on his back. No one was there. Friends mocked him, but that night he dreamed of a woman in black, dangling from the branches, croaking, "Join me," he told them, but they scoffed. One by one his friends vanished. The groundskeeper revealed a woman had hanged herself there decades ago, her spirit now a vengeful shade. Sam begged forgiveness at the tree but felt a noose tighten around his throat. He fled, but the dreams persisted. Then he too was gone. The playground lies barren, and at night the banyan's limbs creak with her laughter, claiming her due. The mirror's secret, a reflection of doom. In Greystone College's dorm hung a dust-veiled mirror cursed by whispers, "Don't clean it." Freshman Aaron, defiant, wiped it clear and saw his face, until his reflection grinned while he didn't. That night he dreamed of a scarred boy in the glass pleading, "Free me." His roommate dismissed it, but the boy appeared nightly, his voice a roar. Aaron found records of a student, Travis, who'd slashed his face in that room and died. He tried to smash the mirror. It reformed. One night his reflection vanished. A cold hand gripped his neck. Morning found Aaron dead, the mirror spotless. Friends dumped it in the woods, but it returned. Now, some see Aaron's face in its depths, whispering from beyond. The ghostly stairs, a fall to eternity. No one climbed Riverview College's stairs after dark. Tales spoke of a fatal plunge. Late after exams, Rachel lingered in the library and took the stairs to her dorm. Footsteps shadowed her, but no one followed. The steps echoed louder, blood staining each tread. A voice hissed, "Walk with me!" She ran, but the stairs stretched endlessly. Morning found her bag at the bottom. she was gone. The janitor muttered of a girl, Shannon, who'd fallen to her death there, her spirit now luring others. Rachel's friends left offerings, but blood reappeared. Another friend, Caleb, crossed the stairs and vanished. The steps still creak at night, Shannon's vengeance unending. The Haunted Painting, a Canvas of Death. In Brookhaven College's art room hung a painting, a girl with hollow eyes, feared by all. Art major Vincent decided to restore it, brushing away dust. That night she whispered in his dreams, "Finish me." He painted her, but her eyes followed him. Records revealed she was Anya, killed in that room, her soul trapped in the canvas. He tried to burn it, flames failed. One night, he went to the art room. Morning found him dead beneath the painting, his face now in it. Friends removed it, but it returned. The room hums with her voice, claiming every artist who dares. The Night Game, a field of phantoms. No one played on Claremont College's field at night, something roamed there. Friends Brad, Nina, and Josh defied the lore, kicking a soccer ball under the stars. The ball rolled away. Brad chased it, feeling eyes on him. A shadow held it, rasping, "Play with me." He ran, but Nina and Josh vanished. Their jerseys lay abandoned. The groundskeeper spoke of a player, Wyatt, who died on the field, his spirit now hunting teammates. Brad begged forgiveness, but the shadow haunted him. One night he too was gone. The field lies silent, save for a ball bouncing in the dark. So tortured souls, another blood-soaked journey ends here, but heed this. Whispering Reapers never rests. Every shadow, every silence cradles a new nightmare awaiting your doom. Tonight's terror has clawed into your heart. Cradle it close, for next time, we'll sink deeper into the abyss where no light escapes. If this carnage thrilled you, smash that like button, spill your dread in the comments, and share it with your kin. Let them taste this slaughter too. Until then, lock your doors, fear the night, and farewell from Whispering Reapers. We'll return, wielding a fresh tale, a new reaping. Sleep tight, if you can.